Chapter 8 Thoughts about My First Wife and Those Love Poems About Her. I titled this collection of poems and the book as a whole, What Really Matters, and it made sense to me to name it as such. The word really implies something actually existing in reality. The word matter implies something of importance. This book contains, among other things, love poems, and the choice of this title points to a reality that I have discovered about what really matters to me, or what matters most to me. Love is an experience as well as a feeling, and it causes us to act in a certain way. Or we might say that love reflects how we are morally inspired to act, e.g., for some, it's a commandment. Love as a discovery implies that it is a destination and not a journey, a destination that we stumble upon. I found love briefly with Kelta, and yet she died so suddenly and at such a young age. I was devastated. I didn't think I would feel or experience love again. Then I met Lynn in 1992. We fell madly and passionately in love. There are poems in here about that love. That relationship came to an end in 2000, but it was epic in nature. I wanted to tell the story to all those who would ever follow me in their later generation. I had come out of my shell in the 1990s, and I wanted to share with everyone how special I felt that Lynn was, and how lucky I was to know that she chose me out of all the people in the world. I was a shy person by nature, but I found myself wanting to get the attention of others and say, I'm in love, and I want to tell you about this. I remember, for example, I made this declaration of my love when I bought flowers for Lynn around Valentine's Day, and at jewelry shops when I did the same thing for that holiday or another similar holiday or birthday. I wasn't that person I once was, who was once a wallflower. I was standing 10 feet tall and wanting to be noticed. In its purest form, love is a place that creates a sense of tranquility and serenity at its core. Even during moments of intense emotions, passions, we do not pursue a high that we once had and cannot reach again. We are not, for example, the person who is addicted to crack cocaine, chasing that high that we never find again. That would be implying that once we discover an awe-inspiring, beautiful sunrise, we need a more beautiful sunrise to feel the same sense of awe. Love is distinguished from being under the influence of an addiction, which is momentary and transitory. Sex in itself is not necessarily about love and can be mistaken as such. I was able to find love after the loss of that relationship. I met Elnaz Razai Galechi, Ellie, and we got married. Tragically, that relationship ended in divorce. Love is also like being in the sense that it's best experienced as opposed to merely being stated like some universal truth or logical understanding of the world as it is. Now when I speak of love, I'm not limiting my discussion to romantic love or intimate physical love. We can love a friend. Much of what I'm describing in this book is described in greater detail in other books where I employ the prose form. The idea of writing creative nonfiction stories seems like a new discovery of mine, and you, dear reader, can expect more of this. A painting is said to tell a story, but not like a novel or a piece of creative nonfiction. A poem or a song similarly inspires us with feelings of familiarity, to give you a sense of what to expect later in this book. And as I think about these poems in this book, I'm remembering the words from the song In a New York Minute by Don Henley. It goes like this. Harry got up, dressed all in black. He went down to the station and he never came back. They found his clothing scattered somewhere down the track, and he won't be down on Wall Street in the morning. He had a home, the love of a girl. Okay, when I hear this, I imagine that Harry had a wife and something happened. He got lost. Did he commit suicide? Or was it a tragic accident? I don't know these things, but I can relate in some way, and I want to know more. If you want to know more about the experiences and events that inspired this book of poetry, please check out my other books on Amazon and Wattpad. You can find my author page on Amazon at https://amazon.com/author/Bruce Wheelton. My autobiography, Memoirs of a Healer, Autobiography of Bruce Wheelton, can also be found on Wattpad at https://brucewheelton.com/autobiography, where you can read it for free. Then there is the next book that I wrote entitled Overcoming Shyness and Loving Lynn, a memoir. Obviously that is primarily about Lynn and my love for her, but it's also about overcoming shyness and or social phobia. It's important to note that I had started this collection of poems before I met my second wife, Ellie Elnaz Razai Glecci. So that's why more poems are about my first wife, Lynn Denise Krupey.